Let's see. Are we? I think we're live. Okay. So, hi everyone who's waiting. We will be with you momentarily. So don't you dare go anyway. Go anywhere. I mean, anyway. Don't
Don't
go
go
anywhere.
anyway. Don't go
Exactly.
anyway.
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Flash Podcast. Your podcast for all things related to CW stuff Flash, starring Brian Gus and as Barry Allen, aka The Flash. I'm your host, Andy B, as always, and joining me, as always, are my amazing co-hosts, Toddy and Lazy. Girls, how are you doing today?
Hi.
So,
I'm doing great.
I'm pretty thrilled that by seeing you on the screen while we do this instead of talking, I can actually see you make the jazz hands motion when you say the Flash, and that really gives my heart joy.
Exactly.
yeah,
And I love how your hair looks when
Andy does
fluffed up by this Flash bandana,
which is very kind of like Hulkamania, actually.
Yeah, I'm
There's
loving
a lot
it.
happening.
Well, I'm happy someone likes my hair today. I am not a huge fan of my hair today, so but yeah,
well,
I do.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
I just don't know, but I do love this bandana. It was part of a housewarming gift from my Titans and Doom Patrol co-host Corey and Laura. So shout out to them. And yeah, we're missing Breeze. Sadly, she's on a trip right now, but we know she will be back next week. So, but we miss you. Taddy is giving you a knowingly look.
Yeah. I'm knowing her attempts at escaping from us, how they will be futile.
Well, hello, Silhouette Animator. Good to see you, and good to see people in the chat.
Hey,
so this is our first time doing a premiere live. Usually we usually just do the finales live. But
we're starting the year off right.
Yes, I mean every season I always try to kind of reinvent the podcast a little bit. I mean I was telling this to Lazy right before we started. Oh my God, I cannot believe this is the 8th year that I'm doing that this podcast is doing this. But I'm just because I've been here since 2013, so podcasting
Ancient.
about this. I mean I do feel ancient because back when I started, the show hasn't even been picked up to series. There was not even a pilot order. They were just gonna have they were just doing the Barry Arrow episodes, and I was just like, I have a feeling this show will get picked up or whatever. So also
had the 6 seasons in a movie vision.
Well, that I think at that point I hadn't even watched Community, so I didn't even know of that reference. But well, yeah, but now we're in 8 seasons in. There is a Flash movie coming, just a different Flash,
right? But it's all connected. It's all one.
Well, thanks to Christ, it's all connected.
I mean, come on, we all watched that No Way Home trailer. Literally anything is possible in movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, as much as Sony's just trying to be they're
remember that we made Marvel movies once. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I can handle like when middle-aged, like slightly, I'm sure, overweight, because all of us who are in his age cohort are now a little overweight, Tobey Maguire like pops up and has like the dad Spidey suit on. I'm not gonna be well.
I mean, it's just funny that Sony keeps just going like they're not in this. Like we promise you, they're not in this, and then like every week there are more and more signs. It doesn't help when there's a shot in the trailer that just like, this one character is kind of throwing a punch at a character is not in the area. Yeah,
so weird.
I wonder what it could be. I don't know.
I'm a veteran of They All Lie because I remember, because we all know that I am an OG Benedict Cumberbatch person. I just remember when he was in the Star Trek movie and they like went up and down about he was like, oh no, he's not Khan. Definitely. Oh yeah, that's Khan. Right. That was. And then terrible. It was like, hey, my name is Khan.
Oh God.
Goodness gracious.
A horrible time.
Believe nothing.
It's just ridiculous at this point. At this point, I'm just like, come on, just show. Like, we don't need to know the actual storyline. Just show us like them together. Like, it doesn't ruin the experience for everyone. Like, I don't know why they're so gung ho at keeping this under lock, because we know they're in it. And so, but I just thought it was funny that they also decided to show the trailer during Flash Armageddon. I'm like, Sony, come on. Like, so like, I mean, I was like having to look at like 4 screens or something. I'm like, what's happening right now? Like, when is it dropping? Like, and so on. But yeah, but you know, we're not, Mind the Gap says, more like Spider-Man. Aw.
Rude.
Still Animator says 10 seasons and a cameo in the Flash movie. I mean, at this point, why not? You know, I think one of these is more likely to happen than the other, perhaps. But you know,
we shall see what we shall see.
We shall see, and Andy should be careful what he says. But yeah, we are supposed to be joined by a guest. They're running a little bit late, so they should be with us very soon. But yeah, we're here to talk about Armageddon. This every time I hear Honor, I just start hearing Mulan songs.
Exactly what you should be hearing. Exactly.
Which is an amazing, you know, both the animated and the live action one are pretty good films. Go check them if you haven't. But so yeah, Armageddon is here. We're finally here after, you know, not that long of a break. Lazy was kind of talking about it before we started. That, you know, like it's unusual that we're back this early.
I do keep thinking that it's still like season 7, and it's definitely not. But we've had hiatuses in the middle of a season that were longer than this break between these 2 seasons. So.
Yeah, and we know that there is going to be a break after the 5th, you know, after Armageddon is done. There's a big break until the March 9th, which is when the show's moving to Wednesdays at 8. CW was just like, we don't want Riverdale Wednesdays anymore. We're going to put The Flash on. And so, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm just tired of breaks.
Yeah.
But
it feels like we just got it back. What's going on here? But
well, speaking of what's going on, we have our guest with us. So
hey,
good job us for stalling.
I know we did so good on that front. It was not unplanned at all. Or not.
We're not. Yeah, I'm like,
maybe we were wrong. Maybe Andy lied to us.
Might have.
He would. Andy is indeed a liar.
I'm like, did Andy fall into the void? Who can say?
I hear the feedback of us on the YouTube. So obviously we still exist.
Yeah. Let's talk more about Spider-Man.
Right? No. I mean,
this is the perils of live television, kids. Oh, it is just us now. Right.
It's funny because it never happens when we were actually recording. Like, there's almost never anything that you have to edit. But since I want to make sure we get to talk about it. Exactly. I want to make sure we get to talk about it. I don't know that they're going to remember since it's the boys. What do we think about Caitlin getting someone? What's going on here?
Okay, so I'm very excited about this for all the obvious reasons because I love Caitlin. But I don't know. It just seemed really like, do people do that? Do they just announce that they're going to start dating again? even though she definitely had sort of several other relationships post Ronnie, like, I don't know.
I love how they just erase everyone after Ronnie. Like, I know I tried a few times.
Well, she's had some clunkers.
Exactly.
The girl has had some clunkers. Like, they've all been evil. I'm not going to be mad at her for being like, you know what, we're just going to just handily erase that, like, out of my past. What I did like, especially because Cisco is gone, I really liked that the episode made a point of them having a little, like, friend coffee trip where she and Barry just, like, went out and did, like, something because they're friends.
Hi, I'm back. I'm sorry.
You know, fighting crime.
Hey. But yes, I agree with you.
So
it was nice to see little friend visit. I hope that Caitlin finds a good person. I would not.
I just want them to like not be evil.
Right.
My standards are very low.
Right. It's bottom
let me just do
right
this
now.
while I'm just gonna add our guest in as I don't know where I cut up, but we're welcoming Keenon from the Justice League Dark podcast. Keenon, welcome to the podcast.
Woo. Oh, hi
welcome
everyone.
to the show.
I really should have turned off that overhead light.
I mean,
Yeah,
points to you for having your camera on. I'm not. Normalize being an avatar.
I was gonna put on my camera, but my internet suddenly just died, which never happens. So Flash podcast first. Lots of new changes this season. Oh my goodness.
Armageddon. Literally.
It's my Armageddon. I am making a very angry phone call tomorrow morning. So okay, sorry, where were we?
Tony and I were talking about Kayla dating, which I know we were going to talk about later.
I gave that to Lacey, but so I figured she could just go ahead and say her piece on it.
I can always talk about Caitlin.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we did get some nice comments. We got Chainsaw Reacts says that the episode was an improvement over season 7, and they're definitely more excited for the rest of Armageddon. I think overall, if we want to say overall impressions, I agree with that. I thought it was an improvement.
Me too.
I loved this episode.
It felt like a really good like episode in addition to being the first part of this, like, I'm making air quotes, like, event. You know what I mean? Like, it was just a good episode too.
Well, shout out to my buddy Chainsaw Reacts, awesome buddy of mine who does amazing content on YouTube. So go check him out. No, I have to say I do feel similar. Where like I didn't have as much of a problem with season 7 as maybe others did, but like I will say this, that there's definitely like not just my favorite. One of my favorite like part 1 kickoffs to an event like this, but also like one of my favorite season premieres of The Flash in a very long time. Like I think since 601, like I have been like, and we do know why last year was the way it was. So, but yeah.
I love how you're like,
no,
it's one of my favorite premieres in a very long time, since 2 premieres ago.
Sorry, season 7 was a mess, but before that it was fine.
But the pandemic has made everything feel like it's been like 20 years. So like
that's true.
Time has ceased to exist as we know it. So, but is my audio coming in okay?
Yeah.
Good to me.
Yeah, I am so sorry. I'm sitting on my stupid phone with my stupid mobile data, which I love right now so much for convenient reasons. I heard Caitlin when we came in, so what was the thing about Caitlin?
We were just talking about that opening sequence of her talking about she's going to start dating, as if she has not dated since Ronnie. She's like, all those others.
I was saying that I just did not mind her wanting to erase all those sort of evil people she's dated, or the people who've, you know, turned out to secretly be possessed by villains or whatever. So let the girl start over. Let her
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Keenan, since you're our guest, you want to share your thoughts about Caitlin's romance?
So when she said it, my memory is trash, and I'm just like, she surely has like dated other people since Ronnie.
Yeah, they've like all been evil or died.
Oh wow.
So she does not have a great track record.
I'm excited to see a little bit more Caitlin and to let her like grow up and date and just have a happy ending or something. Like, come on, Caitlin. Let her find true love again.
Like I said, just don't be evil. That's all I got. Let her date a nice guy who's not evil secretly.
All we can ask.
I wouldn't mind seeing if she was dating women as well. Like, you know, like maybe she could be bi. Who knows? I do know that we've talked before about it, that this show does lack some LGBT representation, and maybe Caitlin could be that character. explore that. I do agree that no more villains for her. Let her date someone that is incredible, that will love her, treasure her, and just appreciate and just not turn and be
there's
like,
gotta
oh,
be
by the
like
way,
a
I'm
cute
this.
barista at Jitters. Like, just she doesn't have to marry this person. Just like get some free coffee.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, do we want to move to the A plot?
Yeah.
Caitlin is
All
always
right,
my A plot.
Yeah, well, I mean, this week it's funny. She wasn't in it as much because she was kind of in the beginning, and then she showed up like at the end. So that was interesting. But but with the A plot, Barry he's back, and if this episode didn't make it very clear, he is leveled up. That was a very continuous theme throughout this premiere.
Lord have
and
mercy, if I had done shots every time they had said leveled up, I would be in the hospital.
Right?
I was like
Right?
shot
Yeah.
every time they say level up. It was insane.
I would be in the hospital. Like, it is nonstop. We
Mhm.
get it, guys. Like, it's okay.
Well, we see that Barry, like again, like having as usual, like kind of a good flow, and then Despero shows up, and I gotta say, looks really good.
Such a jerk, because like all I could think of was that he was sort of like low rent, from Guardians of the Galaxy. Much quicker. Like that is Yondu. That's like literally.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is like his poor cousin from down the block. Like,
I think
Poor
Despero's well, in
Like-
his defense, Despero's existed longer than Yondu,
Yeah.
so like maybe Yondu is the sort of but again,
I
either
mean,
way.
obviously he's blue. They're very different.
Exactly.
Well, obviously, but I will say this
No,
as
but
someone
I
who
will
was
say-
like, I
Hmm?
go on.
No. I was just gonna say, like, I will say that the bar was low for me because when he came up just being a redhead like himself, I was like, what? He's not even gonna be red? And then he turned and I was like, yes, queen. This is the end. I was happy.
I will say that the CGI did look a lot better than the last time they tried to Hulk somebody up like this.
Yeah. Oh my
Because-
god,
Oh,
yes.
Liza.
Oh my god, yes.
Where's
Whereas,
Yeah.
so again, the bar is
no.
low, but we cleared it.
They did clear
Well,
it.
I know, and I know people were concerned, and I know that people were kind of like, well, oh, they're gonna do him like having him shift into a human, whatever. So but you know what? This is a show in its 8th season, and like I rather have this. I rather them tinkering a bit with his kind of characterization than not having any big characters at all. So like
Right.
but yeah, no, he. Again, I just kept thinking like he's not Vincent right now, and he is not Vincent. He's not gonna make you cry in a museum. And Doctor Who, like this is like you gotta remember he's here to kill Barry. Because I was like, oh my god, it's Tony Curran talking in his accent, and then remembering, oh no, I'm not supposed to root for him in this. So, but Keenan, what did you think about Barry's kind of like one good day, and then Despero happened?
I was excited to see Barry kind of getting back to like the CSI of it all. And he's, like living his life. He's spending time with his friend. He's going to work. He has time with Iris. And then you get this villain pop up that looked great. I really was impressed with the way Despero looked, to kick off the season. So I just love this episode and all the lead up to everything. So woohoo.
Well, Liza, how did you feel about your how was your Doctor Who feels with Despero's arrival?
Do you know it actually took me a minute to realize that he was Vincent Van Gogh from Doctor Who, because I think he really it's such a different kind of role for him. I think he just really like went for it, and I like that. I like anybody who realizes that like they're on a comic book show, like enjoy it. It's not like you don't have to take it so seriously. Like you can just have fun with it, and I feel like he definitely did that with this part.
Yeah, I spent so much. I was like, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" And as soon as the episode wrapped, I had to scroll through his IMDb, and when I saw it, Doctor Who, I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Did you enjoy Barry's how do you feel about Barry whatever level points he has now, like level 100 or whatever people are saying in the chat?
I think like it makes sense. Don't you guys think? Like, because he's been a speedster for so long, you would think that he would get better at it over
Right,
time.
right. It was
so
about
like
time.
it makes sense.
It was about time.
Also, just excited to watch him do something else other than that one move he has, which is like throwing lightning. So it's good. I am pro. Although they really cannot stay leveled up for the rest of the season, and I would be fine. We get it.
So true. I really love the scene with the Royal Flush Gang where, they're very clear, like, oh, I'm going to read your minds. And then he was like, I got you, lady.
Right? Like, how come we hadn't really had a scene like that before where he literally is like so much faster than them that he does the thing where he sets them up to make them punch each other? I was like, this is awesome. This is what he should have been doing the whole time.
The whole time.
I do agree with what Silva and Amir are saying in the chat. Level 100 Barry Boss versus level 1000 Despero. Yeah, if this was a video game, this is kind of what it would be. So
true.
Toddy, how about you? How did you feel about Barry's, shot glow up and then Despero's? He was red and he was fake, just like we wanted on that character.
Yeah, he did what I wanted him to do. No, I was happy. I liked that the level up that we saw last season stuck around, that we got to see him mess with the Royal Flush Gang. That part was really cool. And then to like do like the creating a copy of himself or whatever when fighting Despero. All that was really nice. It was nice that he was able to hold his own for the most part. And then Ray steps in to help. We got a team up, which is, of course, also beautiful and near and dear to my heart. But it wasn't totally necessary. He didn't need the entire Star Labs to me. It's been so long, I don't remember what they're called. He didn't need all of Team Star Labs to come out and be in their little outfits. Like they even sent Killer Frost on vacation. They're like, this is just very central. Vibe's not here. Killer Frost not around today. Allegra is, doing Allegra editorial things. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice to finally see Barry kind of stand on his own, which is something that we very rarely get a chance to see. And Despero was like super chill, like compared to what I thought he was gonna be. Like just compared to like how I think, we just spent an episode describing him in the comics. And this is not at all what I would have expected to come out from that.
Well, I know that when I spoke to Eric Wallace last week, and also everyone who's shared, retweeted, and enjoyed that interview, thank you. I've seen that for people who are complaining about like, is it a crossover? Why is it not a crossover? Can you chill, please? I've seen that word now in my mentions 200 times for the last 6 days.
Almost as much as the episode has seen the phrase level up?
Not quite, not yet. But I will say, because I know that when we talked, he said that he's had this kind of like Armageddon type of story arc in his mind in season 4, and while I don't know which villain he was gonna use initially, I do think Despero works here. Again, like like I said on the character spot, I don't know much about Despero, and but like I've seen them here, there, and so on. Now thanks to our good friend Vanessa Shark, and we know more. But yeah, I was kind of on Toddy's camp where I'm like, I wasn't entirely sure what I wasn't expecting some of the things that we got here, because again, like I said, when you get a show that's in its 8th season, there's only certain things you can do, but now that they have less episodes this season, I think they've also they reconstructed certain things in the budget. Maybe I think this is why it works. And again, because when I saw Despero, and when I got to see the episode in advance, so woohoo! But like when he showed, I was so I freaked out like a 5-year-old. I'm like, oh my god, he looks incredible. There is I'm like, but is there a third eye? Like is there a third eye? And there was a third eye, thankfully. Never have I been so excited for 3 eyes on one person. But he's very intriguing to me. And I do wonder, because we open up the premiere with a flash forward to what happens in 2031, 10 years from now, and we see Central City, as always, on a Tuesday night is in shambles. It's fire everywhere. It's death and destruction. Who knows? But we see a certain shot that I'm gonna throw up on the screen if my phone will allow it. Because I know people have been asking is that really Barry? Because Despero is just I'm just convinced that you are evil. You're gonna cause this Armageddon. Do we think this is really Barry, or could we be misguided perhaps? Keenan, if you want to start, because
it looks like Barry.
This is.
I mean, I'm sure this is. I'm sure this is going to be one of those things. Like for those of you who watched the past season of Superman and Lois, I'm sure it's going to turn out to be one of those things where, like, you know, on the Earth that John Henry came from, Superman was evil and murdered a whole bunch of people. But on our Earth, he is not. So I don't know if this is. I feel like it's going to be that sort of similar kind of fake out in the end. Like maybe they'll try to tease us that maybe Barry is really going to somehow go to the dark side or whatever. But in the end, it'll turn out to be, you know, another speedster from another Earth or another dimension or whatever. I think there's like zero chance that this future actually comes to pass.
Yeah. I was wondering if this could be how our group learns that the multiverse is still around.
Singing the same thing, Keenan.
I'm like, because haven't they talked about bringing Stargirl into something in the future? So we introduce the concept of a multiverse first, and maybe this is how our team finds out, oh wait, it's still around. Good job. Good job.
And they have pointed out in the past, you know, like our characters still don't know, our characters still have to find out, right? So it's about time in season 8. We may as well find out now.
Yeah, no, because you know, it's funny to me because I'm like, like we see Barry suit, we see the yellow bell and so, but it's thing that I'm thinking, I don't know how much of a reliable narrator Despero is, or if what he's seeing is actually what he's meant to see. You know, could it be that someone is throwing him off and he's not realizing it? Because I just don't see, like, unless Barry is brainwashed or whatever, I don't see him suddenly going, you know what? I'm just gonna wreck things up. And thankfully I don't think they would go that route. I do think it's either Eobard maybe trying to pose or something, or I kept thinking, because I know a lot of people, you know, asking it, you know, and hoping that we're going to see Red Death on the show. We have had a mention of him in the past. So this could be their way of introducing him finally.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But I do like what Keenan is saying too, where these characters still don't know about the multiverse. They had, and that's the thing. That's the one plot point. All of these shows, maybe because of Superman Lois, because they kind of started to like explore that, and we will see what they do in season 2.
Right, because I mean they know because of Henry. The alternate. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So like and maybe that's gonna be one of the graphic novels for season 8 of The Flash, and I think that would be cool because if there's one thing I do miss about The Flash is when they do different realities and alternate Earths, and we go to see different versions of these characters. I do miss that. Let's see if I can bring up the comment. Mind the Gap says there never should have been dialogue that there were no other Earths if you're going to bring them back. I mean, you know, that's a question really for Mark Guggenheim, because he was the one who kind of like established, they're not going to know. That's something that any of the other shows can pick up the ball on whenever they want to. And I think it is frustrating that it's gone this long, because it's like these are pretty smart characters for most of the time. So I would hope that we get to this sooner rather than later, and because otherwise it's like if they're just going to limit it, like again, it removes one of the best parts about The Flash I've always loved, when it's the comics or in this TV show. Let me see what the others are saying in the chat. And Mind the Gap says also the 2031 feels like maybe they had second thoughts about how they handle crisis. Like maybe Barry should have been a bigger character in the story.
Well, he definitely should have. I agree with that.
I agree with that. I do think that like. I think they did a lot of good things with Barry in the crossover, but again, it's like because it was when you have to service 5 other shows, and then also like you have to bring in Black Lightning and merge his world with ours, and theirs. Yes, we live all in the same reality, and then I get where like some characters may get lost and kind of pushed to the side, but yeah, I get there's. Eric definitely made it clear that that Armageddon will definitely play a huge part into whatever else they're doing for the rest of the season. So that's good to know. That's good to know. Let's see what else people are saying. Let's see. Well, I guess we could talk a little about the Royal Flush King, because I don't know how many people remember that they actually were on Arrow, but like they also.
I had no
like,
memory of it at all.
Yeah, I did. That's why I did go and get images. So like, just to compare them to. So here's, the top is from the one from Arrow season 1, and the Flash does.
Wow,
as,
the difference in the costuming is so like just from Arrow to the Flash.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it does. It already looks like the multiverse right there.
Yeah.
But like, this was back when Arrow was like, we're not doing superpowers. We're not gonna have any, kind of like we're not gonna like we're just gonna do vigilantes. And then Greg Bunny was like, hold my beer, I have an idea. Literally pitching in season 1, like we should have Barry Allen on the show, do a couple episodes, and then do a spinoff. So yeah, that comment did not age well when they were like, yeah, no superpowers. We're never gonna do superpowers. But yeah, what did we think about the Royal Flush King? I thought they were. I mean, they were a little cheesy, but in a good way. Because like if you're called the Royal Flush Gang and you're named after a freaking playing card, I expect them to be cheeky, and I did enjoy it because again, this was a way better version than whatever gang we had in season 1 that was just like we're just gonna put on these masks and then rob banks. That's literally all they do. So that's probably why you didn't remember them, because they were not that memorable.
Yeah. I do think I agree that they were a little bit cheesy. Like I could have maybe dealt with them like not referring to themselves by like their like card suit names quite so often, but it was cheesy in the way that like the Flash is sometimes cheesy, which is like from a good place cheesy. Do you know what I mean? Like it means well.
Keenan, how did you feel about this gang? Did you remember this gang from Arrow?
I again, my memory is trash, but I did go, haven't we seen them before? And there was another drinking game that I was like, oh, well, every time they make a card game reference, I should take a shot, because this one, they got a little wild. But I think they were fun. They were just fun. They were the villains that you need to kind of set up, like, oh, this is just a regular day in this world before the insanity ensues for like the main event that's going to happen. Like I doubt they'll bring them back for the rest of this event. Like they were just there to cause a little chaos until stuff went down, and I loved it. They were fun.
Yeah, that's what Flash sometimes like does really well. Like they have villains of the week, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't. In this case, I felt like this fits the Flash. It was fun enough where I'm like, it's something new, it's something different, and just with a lot of more puns. Tati, how did you feel?
The puns really just had me on the floor. Just the fact that they could come up with so many of them. Not that I thought they were particularly, good in and of themselves, but they were impressive. And yeah, I thought it was like a fun little palate cleanser before we get into Despero. I will admit that I thought they were going to somehow be connected to Despero. Like I thought that they kept being like, oh, they're leveled up, or oh, this is different. This is not how they usually operate, because it was somehow going to be like, oh, Despero's controlling them. But no, that was not the case. It was not connected. They were just cool. I liked their costuming a lot, for sure.
Yeah, this was definitely, like I said, like an upgrade or level up, and like it felt like again, because you can't. If you look what they look like in the comics, like that's a more challenging design to bring to screen. But yeah, I thought they were fun. Like I figured, yeah, it's just something to kick off the new season. Kind of like when in 601, when like Barry was fighting, that Godspeed clone. So, but Tati, you want to move us to the B story that I bet you've been like screaming about with joy.
Have I been screaming about? I was very happy. Yes. So in our B story, we got to see podcaster Iris West, media mogul Iris West Allen, and CCC, Central City Citizen has become CCC Media. They have 2 million hits a day or something, a month. I don't know. They have 2 million readers, just generally speaking. I don't remember the numbers. And they have like actual employees. It's not just like $5 and a Big Mac. And Allegra
gets how
we don't
how
know.
did it, like
Don't
how
ask.
did they go from like 3 people in like a storage unit facility to they have a whole building? I mean, I guess the building is because Sue
we
bought
know
the building.
Sue bought the building. Yeah, Sue bought the building. So that is how they got that. And then I'm just gonna say that Camilla cost a lot of money. And so once they had to let her go off Chicago,
like millions of dollars.
Exactly. They had a bunch of money left over to hire new people.
I'm just gonna.
It's great because now Iris is like, so busy with administrative duties, going to tech cons and interviewing Ray Palmer, that she can't handle the day-to-day editorial work anymore. So she promotes.
I mean,
Allegra.
we've gone from their 1 article a day strategy.
Well, okay, wait. Can I just let me
there
defend
has
her
been
for
an
a second?
explosion of past productivity. Yes, Andy. Yes, defend your best.
Because
it's not her you're
wait,
defending. We're not making fun of her. We know who you're defending. Okay, go on.
Well, here's what I'm gonna say. With all of these shows, I've always just come to accept that there's going to be big things that sometimes happen off screen that we just don't get to see because maybe it's not going to, it will take up time on air or whatever. So but the thing is, like, I've always just assumed that, like, Iris doesn't just publish like the one article when we see her like on screen. Like, I'm always assuming, off screen she is publishing other things too. Like, I don't think that's a big of a stretch. I mean, again, it's like we're watching a show about a guy who can run faster than the speed of light. So I'm like, I could buy the idea that like she's been writing other articles, just not on the screen. So like I was at first just confused, like how did they buy it? And once they just said Sue, I'm like, got it, that makes sense. Because that's it's a very beautiful set. I love the designing of it all. So kudos to the production team. But like I was kind of like, how like. Is this another thing where like Barry just used his inheritance from not Harrison Wells and just bought that facility too? Like, just Barry just owning all these facilities in Central Zoo? That would be funny to me. Yeah, but that's cool of Stu to do that. But like,
I mean,
I gotta
put rich AF. I am sorry, he must have been like Scrooge McDuck rich.
Yeah, even richer than Bruce Wayne. Yeah, no, but he seemed like maybe that's why Barry doesn't really have to work. He just like. I mean, I have like five more billions in my bank account. I'm fine.
Exactly.
But that's all I just want to say on that front.
And I support you. I support you saying it. So Allegra gets his promotion, but the other journalists are haters and do not want to listen to her. And they're like, I don't care what your job description is. My heart description is to tell you to shut up and that I know what Iris wants. So I will go do that now. And Iris is like, I'm too busy to deal with this. However, I trust you, Allegra. You can do it. Here is a pep talk. And Allegra's like, thank you, pep talk. I have been empowered. And then she tells them about themselves, and they learn. They all learn. And Allegra wins. The end. Things get published. Everyone is happy. They have like 10 articles on the site and 2 million people reading those articles. And we are so happy for them. So starting... Obviously, Lacey has a lot of feelings. Lacey, what were your feelings?
Okay. So the thing is that I do really love like the end result of this.
Right.
I love that they're taking Iris's journalism empire seriously. Finally, like we see them doing reporting. We see them publishing more than one article. It is laughable that we went from the 1 post a day philosophy to this like they have a whole building full of cool stuff.
Right.
But like the podcast thing especially makes so much sense to me. Like that is perfect. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Allegra gets more to do, even if I am also as somebody who is vaguely, who vaguely works in like the journalism industry, like the whole ladder of her professional success is a little like side eye.
Right.
As is her speech.
I will agree with you on that.
As is her speech about how like objectivity and fact-based reporting is like not important and not what they do. But I have just written that off to the CW, like cannot be trusted to tell you about journalism or anything to do with the law. So I just gotta like let it go and just enjoy the fact that after 7 years, we finally like got to this, which is where we should have been for ages. But I am gonna make fun of it for a little bit. I can't help it. It's too easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Like, I was really happy to see Iris in this like mentorship position, giving Allegra advice that she's able to actualize, and then also just being in like a position of power where she's respected by the people who clearly don't know her or what she wants, but still, at least they talk about her with respect. And you know, she's getting to interview people all over the place, and we assume ask piercing questions. We don't actually get to see that because obviously the writers of the Flash would not know what a piercing question looks like, but.
I'm just saying, like,
I'm not only criticizing the Flash for this. Supergirl gave Kara a Pulitzer.
Exactly. Even Supergirl can't do it. They don't know. They don't know how it works.
Let's not even get into Supergirl.
Yeah. But either way, I like the concept. I like that we're here. I wish we had gotten to see the journey more, but I'm not complaining about that. I'm happy. I even liked getting to see sort of Allegra be in this position now, and how is she going to handle it, right? And she's looking to Iris for help, but she also has to learn how to, you know, swim on her own or whatever, to ride her bicycle without training wheels, metaphors. Keenan, what did you feel?
First, I loved seeing Iris just being this boss queen, like running her thing. I didn't feel, I'm trying to phrase this. I thought Allegra would have given that attitude back to them a lot sooner. I think that, I don't even want to say level up, but we're going to do it. Like, she got a little bit more confidence through last season. And so her being so meek and mild just threw me off, especially when they were so nasty to her.
Yeah, like, who even are these new people? Shut up. Like,
you don't know what Iris wants. She and I have been through several life and death situations. Please move on. That was kind of wild to me, but as just the Central Citizen City, letters aren't easy. It was awesome to see that the paper is growing, and they're going to give a little bit more to that storyline instead of seeing her publish one article on screen and us kind of have to assume that more stuff is going on off the screen. I like knowing that, like, this paper is rocking and rolling, and I'm excited to see where they're going to go and how they're going to get to it. Have you seen like this little meme of like Iris in front of a computer? It's like Iris covering a story of Supergirl coming out. I want to see that in the show. I want to see Iris writing a story.
I did see that. I mean,
give that to me.
Supergirl. Supergirl. Go on, Keenan.
Those are my things. I'm excited about Central City. Wow, I cannot say it at all.
It's all right. It's okay.
I'm gonna gather my thoughts.
You're good. You're good. I will say this, like, when the podcast came up, like, listen, I don't know if it was like I don't. I'm just gonna take it as like a slight shout out to us. Just like Eric just came out, he's like, you know what? I like podcasts. Maybe I should put it on the show. And then like either way, I don't. Whatever the reason was, I love that Iris is a podcaster. I'm proud of her. I love her studio. I love her logo. Let's bring it up one more time. Citizen-topia podcast with Iris as well. Alan, that's a dope ass logo. So yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and like even like. Again, I know none of us were really like the biggest fans of Kristen last season, and not that I'm not okay with some of the things that she's done, but I will say this: I did like her a lot more in this light, you know, in this episode. And I think it seemed like the actress seemed way more natural as like, you know, a good person than having to play this kind of over the top villain that she was last year. And it was just 4 months ago, like last season. So
I have to admit that I didn't realize she was coming back, and the noise that I made when I saw her on screen was not flattering. I was just like, oh my God.
I don't expect her to stay for the whole season, though. I do think she's just going to be here for like a while, because yeah, as we noticed, Joe wasn't here at all, and he probably, you know, wouldn't shock me. Like, you know, honestly, I don't know where else you could have put Joe in this episode when it comes to all the story that they were doing. But I did kind of, you know, enjoy that Kristen seems, you know, we're moving away from that side. There's definitely things that she has to make up for what she did last season. But like, I do enjoy, like, if we're gonna be having her on the show. I do enjoy her in this capacity. But yeah, Iris's arc, journalism, lawyers, everything, all these professions, like they do have their own rules in the Arrowverse. Like it's like nothing like really works the way it's supposed to be. But you know what? I've just moved on and accepted that. It's a comic book show, it's a comic book universe, it's fine. And so I'm happy for Iris. I'm glad we're finally moving forward to this destination that we've all claimed, wanted to see for years and years. And yeah, even though there's parts of this journey that I wish we would have seen, I'm happy that we have it at all. So and it's and with Allegra getting the promotion, yeah, I was kind of like, but okay, I was fast.
No, especially when she's standing there being like, well, this person reported in a war zone. And I'm like, yeah, that person should definitely outrank you.
You're right.
Sorry.
But they don't know the feels of Central City, okay?
That's true.
They don't know that how warm and fuzzy Team Flash is, and that's how they make things happen.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I was happy with it, and and also, can we just talk about how kick-ass Candace looks with her red hair? It looks phenomenal. I just, her look this whole entire episode was just. I was going
on point. Absolutely.
Where can I was just like, where can I send my application? Because I would love to work for her.
She really did. She really did. Candace looked like rested and ready just the whole time.
Mercenary X84 says, like, I noticed we saw a lot of characters at their jobs in this episode, except Cecile. She must have had a couple of days off. Girl, does Cecile even have an office? Where is she? What does she do? Like,
have a job still? Is she still trying to like defend people poorly in court? Like, I don't. I mean, maybe it's better that if that is still her job, we literally never see her do it.
Exactly, because like we saw that like 2 times, and we don't need to see it again. We don't need to see it again.
I will say, because somebody brought it up in the chat that they saw a lot of characters at their jobs. I was like, I love it when they remember that Barry goes to work.
Yeah,
multiple times Barry went to work,
and I love that he actually was like playing a role that wasn't the Flash. Like, I guess Kirsten, whatever her name is, doesn't know that he's the Flash, and I just didn't think about that because I thought literally everybody knows. But I love that he was like asking her questions about being a meta, and then she was like, "Oh, why are you uncomfortable that I'm a meta?" And I was like, "Why would he be uncomfortable? He's the Flash." I was like, "Oh my god, someone doesn't know. That's so crazy."
And I truly has assumed or told myself or just forgot that she didn't know that, because I figured there was no way everything happened at the end of last season that she didn't know. Like, girl.
I was very confused by that scene, and even the way she said it, I was like, weren't you just like persecuting metas? Like, that line reads weird.
Like a hot 5 seconds ago, you were like, I think we should inject Frost with meta dampening poison. Ha!
And now she's all like,
bless those 6 months, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe she, what, a good therapist can work quickly.
We need to bring back Dr. Sharon Finkel. We need Sharon Finkel back on the show. Because she was amazing in season 4 when they actually went to therapy and like talked about their emotions. Like she just be a therapist to the entire Arrowverse. Like, oh my god, if I could pick one like off the cuff crossover, she like just having sessions with every like lead hero and be like, so are you like, what's going on with you? Like, you've done this for like 10 years now, and like, you really think that you're okay? Because none of these people, I don't think they're like have moved on from their emotional scars. That I'm just saying. But yeah, please more Iris as a podcaster. This is amazing. I want to hear her theme song. I want to see her go live on YouTube and Instagram. I want to see her I want to go subscribe. I just want to see everything. Just because we're podcasters ourselves. I just want to see like how the show does podcasting. So but yes, I guess we should move on because while this was a premiere, this was also kind of the Armageddon of it all. So that meant that we had some people from one of the other shows. In this case, we had Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer, who bless this man for always just like when he comes on screen, he just brings so much energy. And secondly, can we keep him? Can we keep seriously?
I love him so much, and Legends did him dirty.
dirty.
And
Yeah.
I love Legends, but they did him and they did Courtney Ford dirty, and they should put them on another show because he's so charming. I forgot how much I love Ray just being like a big nerd instead of like being a legend and time traveling. I love him just like geeking out over things. He's so I would like to see that.
I may or may not have DM'd Eric afterwards and be like, Eric, can we please keep Ray on the show? I really love him because again, Ray has like since his inception on Arrow, the moment he went over the Flash, and I know that episode wasn't one of the best ones. It had nothing to do with him, but it was just I kept thinking, Ray works on the Flash so much better than on Arrow, and even like now that kind of on Legends, I agree with you're saying, Lacey. There's so many things I want to say, but you know what? We're gonna be happy. We're gonna have fun, celebratory time. But just seeing the Flash, just appreciate him and just letting him be the Ray Palmer that we came to love. All those. I mean, he's good Lord. When did he join Arrow? It must have been 2014 or 2015.
It was really early because it was. Remember they went through the whole thing where he had to date Felicity.
Which I didn't mind. I mean, not that Felicity fans are going to believe me, but like I actually did like Felicity. I thought it was really.
I mean, it's not that they wouldn't believe you; it's that they would blame you for that. They'd be like, "How dare you like such a horrible relationship?"
Well, I am the devil. I mean, I've been called many things by some of those fans, but just seeing Ray back on the show, just again like. Because the one thing I feel that Legends sometimes misses with all the characters is that we don't see them actually focus on their private lives. Like they just go on this time ship and just go save the world through time travel, but they actually don't focus anything at all with their actual like real lives. So seeing Ray back in this capacity was great. But Keenan, how did you feel the Ray love? Like, are you a big Ray stan as we are?
I love Ray, and the moment he showed on screen, I was so excited, and I may be jumping ahead, but when he realized he needed to help Barry and he did the little shirt rip, I squealed.
Yes.
I did too. I was like, yes, he's still amazing Superman. I love him.
Yes. I was like, he did that just for us. That's good. Yeah, no, I was so excited. And all the little Ray things that we've gotten to see over the years, even with Legends, he did like having the gross juice for breakfast and trying to like make everyone drink it, and they're like, oh, I gotta go. Thanks though. It was I love Ray. And I love how like they didn't just kind of gloss over the Legends. They asked about where Courtney was and where Nora was, and they didn't leave anything out. And I hope that we get to see more of him in the future because I want more Ray.
What do you think about their Chester's dynamic with
Wait, say that again.
How did you feel about Ray's relationship with Chester? Because that was kind of like his big storyline until he kind of stood up again.
I'm interested to see. Like, I was a little confused by why Chester was upset that Ray didn't want to meet with people, and I think. By the end of the episode, I was like, okay. But they're like our techie folks, and I want them to work together. And him opening the foundation and Chester's father's name made me cry. Like I started weeping at that point.
Well, Ty, how did you feel about Ray's return and his as you wrote it, how Chester gets Ray's groove back? Because that's kind of one point.
I loved it. Well, first from Ray's oblivious entrance, obliterating any hope of West Allen babies being made that night, was just so perfectly in tune with who Ray is and who I am as an audience member. So that was
also.
Is
there only one hotel in Central City?
Right. Apparently,
I guess he couldn't stay at the Con Hotel. Like, is there a Marriott? Like, you're a billionaire.
No, it had to be Barry and Iris's place. But yeah, that was really cute, and I loved how enthusiastic Chester was about getting things right for Ray and like going through this whole day as his handler. It seemed like they were like had a really great groove. Right, from immediately you feel like they get each other, but then the snafu, unfortunately. I did actually, it's kind of funny because I was mostly like, Chester, why wouldn't you ask Ray beforehand if he wants to do this? It's like a really weird thing to spring on someone. But I felt really bad for him at the same time. And of course, all those little prospective elevator pitches that had to go home with having been unheard. But I also respected that Ray was feeling like he had changed his priorities, you know? I like that he talked about Nora, and he wants to be able to spend more time with her and also within his own lab, etc. So I was like, I'm okay with this. But then we kind of like met in the middle, right? Like, oh, we'll see next year. We're gonna see, you know, I'm still gonna try to put myself out there. So yeah, plus we got to see that he is still able to be a legend at times, even if he is not a legend all the time. And I loved the callback to or continuity with the fact that the legends are missing, right? So he's like, why haven't I heard from Nate? I guess it's because he's doing whatever this, but it's like, no, it's because they are trapped. They can't get back. They don't have the wave rider. Someone tell Ray. But anyway, that's all. Because he was like, oh, I felt so bad for him.
And Lisa, how did you feel about Ray's return? I mean, we got a tease of that. I guess you were happy.
I mostly because too I feel like as much as I've loved him on Legends, like Legends hasn't had the budget to let him really be like Ray as the Atom very much. So it was really nice to see him get to like be superhero-y, like more overtly superhero-y. Not that the Legends are not superheroes, but usually Ray is just Ray. Ray is not the Atom. So that was really fun because I forgot all the cool things he could do with the suit. I actually didn't remember he could shrink other people, but that was just like a really cool use of his and Barry's abilities. Plus, just like Ray is the best person. And I feel like he's just a little literal, pardon the pun, like ray of sunshine on the canvas. And I want him to be on the Arrowverse somewhere because I think he's such a good ambassador as a character for just the superhero medium, and so is Brandon Routh as a person for that matter. But yeah, yay.
But we have a comment about from Leto who says, I honestly felt that speech Ray gave at the end and the emotion in his eyes definitely felt like Brandon missed this universe. You could see in his eyes. Yeah, I mean,
I totally agree.
Yeah, we're not going to focus too much on it because that's a whole situation in itself. But like, it's obvious that, you know, he and his Courtney like we're not exactly happy to leave Legends, which, you know, again, like, and I mean, I think many of us were sad too because they were some of the best characters on Legends. And so, you know, for me, like, if Flash wants to just pick up Brandon and Courtney for season 8 or 9 or whatever on the Flash, I don't mind, you know, like, and yeah, it was so, yeah, the Tiny Flash was really cool, like that, like that whole team up this was the all-star team up that I wanted. That, you know, that's the episode of what the name of the episode that he was in on Flash in season 1, and this was just perfect. That cab dodge was really cool, Leo. Given HBO Max show, LOL. Yeah, I mean, Lazy was touching upon it maybe a few minutes ago. He's an incredible Superman, and I would love to see kind of like a Kingdom Come Superman show, like post-Crisis, because we know he's, you know, that Superman is still out there. So yeah, like Brandon Routh just deserves the best in life. So hopefully, again, it's not like the guy is lacking work. This industry knows the gift that is Brandon Routh. So, but yeah, I'm hoping that he might, like, because that's the thing, they haven't said in which episode everyone is in. So I'm hoping maybe we see Ray as a surprise appearance in a few weeks. Maybe he shows up for the finale, you know, the final part of Armageddon. So, but yeah, is there anything else we want to touch upon? I think we talked about everything.
I just have one very important question.
Okay.
And if you talked about it, I'm sorry, I was not listening to y'all. When Chester tells Cecile, he says he made that joke about like dying, right? Or like, oh, I thought I was dead, or I thought I was gonna die. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Cecile. What? What happened?
Yeah. Someone tell me, because I was afraid for a brief moment that that someone died that I missed.
Yeah,
And
exactly. I was like, is Joe dead? I had to go check.
Joe.
Exactly. I had to go check, and they're like, no, Joe has like a storyline this season. So I was like, it's not Joe. Plus, wouldn't like Iris care? and then I was like, is baby Jenna dead? Because maybe Iris forgot that baby Jenna exists. I know we all did. And then I was like, is Joni dead? Like, someone just tell me what's going on.
It must have been about the mom. It must have been about the mom, and that when he said, you know, like, oh, like I'm, you know, I'm dead to Ray or something, and I don't know. Yeah, it was that threw me off a little bit. Maybe there was a scene that got deleted that was supposed to kind of like explain all that. Like I feel like it's, when they did the whole like Chester's bummed out by Ray, I'm like, I don't understand. But then it kind of became clear. Oh, he's seeing a hero that he's worshipped for, you know, God knows how long. Basically, give up on the things that made Chester fall in love with Ray to begin with. So I got that. But also Cecile feel I was just like, what in the name of sanity is going on? Something must have just gotten deleted, and yeah, I don't know.
Right.
It was weird. Oh, it looks like my internet might have come back. So I'm gonna try it on my
I'm glad
computer.
we're all on the same confused page. That's the important thing.
Yeah, because y'all, just so everyone knows, I've been holding my phone for 50 minutes. So like, just so that everyone, if people question my the commitment to this podcast, here you go. But yeah, is there anything else everyone wants to talk about? Keenan, is there anything you want to bring up?
Is Ryan Choi going to be in this?
Yeah, I don't know when he's showing up though.
I was like, so are they going to link Ray and Ryan Choi like through the foundation? Like, are they going to meet up and maybe Ray and Ryan will come join together and Ryan Choi become the Atom and Ray is in the lab? I don't know, but
maybe.
We
will see. I mean, there's, you know, I know that Eric Walls was excited to bring Ryan on, so you know, we will see what happens. But then shall we move on to listener feedback? I'm gonna jump to my computer to see if this works. So, Lacey, if you want to just kick us off, and I will be right back.
All right, time for some tweets. That's me just belatedly checking to make sure if my mic was on when I said that, and guess what it is? Okay, our first tweet is from Super Ollie 74, who says, "It was great to see the Royal Flush team, and of course Ray. I really liked the episode. Best part was Ray ripping his shirt open and fighting next to the Flash. That is correct. I'm gonna miss the live show tonight at 6, though. Sad face. Well, we wish you were here because we definitely have talked about Ray ripping his shirt, which I think we all loved. Casey Lyle 1 says, overall, I thought it was pretty darn good. The card quips got over the top real quick, but the real Despero form looked pretty awesome. Way better than some past CGI villains. Again, agreed. I like that he doesn't seem to be strictly, quote, bad. And I like the citizen stuff, and great to see Ray. I agree with all of that.
I've returned.
That was quick.
Yeah. I was nervous. Still gonna make an angry phone call tomorrow. You want me to do some tweets?
Yeah, we're at West Allen Magic.
What a perfect timing at West Allen Magic. It was great. Barry has more confidence, powers, and being a leader. Iris expanding her media empire. Ray and Chester are adorable. It's a great start to the season. # the Flash.
Iris's media empire. I love it.
Well,
it's gonna be like CNN next, but it's gonna be like the Citizen TV network.
Don't please, Flash, don't make Citizen Media anything like CNN. I don't need that.
It's fine. She'll suddenly have like 75 employees in like international offices in like 3 weeks.
I feel her and Lois are going to be like on the race to because they're starting up the Smallville Gazette, like kind of like expanding that. So I just want to see them together and like doing journalist stuff. Which, by the way, for people who may not have read the interview we did with Eric, they tried to get Superman. Tyler is on board to come on later this, maybe later this season. So, and hopefully Lois will be there, and we will have a Chloe / West Allen team up.
Double date. Just saying.
Dating in the Arrowverse? I don't remember. I don't know what that.
I would live for that.
I don't know, but Clark and Lois make out a lot on their show.
They love each other. So it's so good.
Well, wait for when they're gonna start to get interruptions in season 2 now that they're the cast has gotten bigger now. But anyway, at the Arrowverse 9 says this is probably the best way to start the season. Iris being a redhead and Ray coming back after 6 years. Caitlin is finally moving on. Oh, good lord!
I think we should all forget her terrible boyfriends too.
Julian wasn't that bad.
He was possessed by evil things.
Well, yeah,
alchemy. That's what it was. Alchemy,
yeah. At Red Eyes Media says, looking forward to watching this unfold. And our good friends at Candy Canes You says, it was so good. Can't wait for episode 2. And for people in the live chat, by the way, if you guys want to, if you want to have your feedback read, start sending them in now, because then after the email we're going to focus on the chat a little bit, and then I'm going to wrap things up. So, but yeah, we have an email. Tad, if you want to take that one.
We do have an email from our bestie Libby. So happy that you came back with us. My dog is also very happy, and that's why she is barking.
Season, Libby.
Yes. All right. Hi, everyone. It's been too long since season 7 finale, and I'm so excited for a new season of hearing your lovely voices and sharing my thoughts with you every week. I'm excited too. While it is great to have the flashback on our screen, much of this episode felt jarring and disconnected, making it hard to follow and care about the actual plot. While I wanted to cheer on Boss Lady Iris and Leveled Up Flash, it felt unrealistic given the trajectory of the story they had been telling thus far. Having Iris be a successful reporter and businesswoman is all I've ever wanted for her, but since her journalism has been sidelined for so long, it didn't feel earned. In 6 months, they couldn't have renovated the building and seemingly kicked out the other tenants. I'm sure they found him nice new homes. I
think Sue has a lot of money. I think
Sue is very rich.
I'm gonna say that Sue is like a principal investor in the paper.
Yeah, let's say that's what's going on. Built up the reputation. After all, in season 6, she wasn't even invited to cover Barry's Medal of Honor ceremony, and hired all those staff. Since it happened off screen, we didn't see Iris's character development either, and that was disappointing. We got to see Allegra learn how to be a leader, but why didn't Iris get more scenes like this first? I only wish they had steadily built up her paper and media company since season 4 so that this felt believable. That being said, I loved her new office, and I love that they finally introduced more characters for Iris' story. I love the bit of West Allen that we got, and seeing tech geek Barry, intelligent CSI Barry, and confident hero Flash. If only they didn't pick and choose when Barry can show these sides of himself. In contrast, Caitlin and Frost have seemingly done nothing in the last 6 months and are still rehashing the same Chillblaine mess that no one cared about from last season. Well,
that's cruel.
Right. I will finish.
Oh my God, Lacey! Wow.
I will finish off with some stray observations. That was cold. Okay. Has Caitlin just forgotten about Jay and Julian? We all knew Jay was a rebound and she never cared about Julian, but they never explained these failed relationships were because of Ronnie. That's true. That probably would have been a good thing to say. That would have been a nice cap off to Julian. I'm actually still not over Ronnie. Sorry about that. Anyway, how many times do they need to say leveled up? Were the writers trying to start a drinking game, or could they not find a thesaurus? Was the Royal Flush Gang working on this heist since season 1? Do the writers not know what to do with Cecile? She just pops up randomly at CCPD and then at Star Labs, and does she just hang out because she has no office and no clients? What was that weird interaction? Yes, what was that weird interaction between Chester and Cecile about death? I spent the rest of the episode worrying if Joe, Joni, or Jenna were dead. Oh my God, we are on the same wavelength, Libby. That's so crazy. We're the same person.
So many J's. Yeah,
right? We were worried for all the J's. Maybe it was a reference to her mother's death that sent her to a psych ward. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it was, except that I don't feel like... Did Cecile talk about that in front of everyone or just in front of Barry?
I will admit it's been a while since I
saw that episode. Because I thought it was just something she told Barry. So I was like, why would other people know that? But maybe we just assumed they told him off screen. I don't know. It was just a very strange moment. It was a very strange moment. I feel like it needed to have connection and it did not. Okay, moving on. Once I wrap my head around the new status quo, I think this 5-part crossover will be really fun and exciting to watch. So far, it's been a good balance between Flash story and crossover chaos, which the recent crossovers have failed to do. It was nice to see Ray Palmer again, and I look forward to seeing Black Lightning next week. Thank you so much for reading this very long email. We'll try to keep it shorter next time. Cheers, Libby. Well, thank you, Libby.
Libby, you listen to us right now. We always love reading your emails, and yeah, I mean, don't make them like 20,000 words or whatever. But like this, we're always fine with this. We always love
novel length emails. We're ready.
Yeah, so let's look in the chat what people are saying. Mind the Gap says, this storm seems more like a Brave and the Bold story as opposed to a comic event. I mean, yeah, in a way, and I think that's what Eric Wall has been so adamant of saying that this isn't a crossover, because normally crossovers would involve the other shows, is that as in like actual episodes of the other shows. This is we're gonna see characters from the other shows, but this is still the Flash's story, which I kind of do prefer. And as Levy was saying, that there was a good balance there where like, yeah, Ray is there, but it's not like he's taking the spotlight. He's there to support Barry's journey, what he's going through right now. So let's see what else they're saying. I feel like this episode takes place a year later and not a few months. I mean, that would make more sense, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know. Sue was maybe just very convincing and just said, listen, I will pay you this much if you all can just be out of this building within like a month.
I watch Succession, and people who are very rich can just do whatever, basically. So I'm just going to assume that Sue, having stolen many diamonds, is now like Logan Roy rich. And that is my headcanon.
Lito says, I think it's normal though over time for the mains to get more time off, especially when for 8 years they were in many, many scenes. That's how I saw it anyway. I think maybe there's a reference to why Joe wasn't here. And that could be different because we know that we have 3 cast members now that have probably different contracts, with Jesse L. Martin and Candace Patton and Daniel Penneberg, signing on for new deals. So maybe he's not going to be in Armageddon that much, and maybe he's doing what Tom Cavanaugh always does at the start of every season when he's not in it the first few episodes, and then he kind of shows up. And again, I just couldn't imagine what kind of role Joe could have served here. So for me, I was like, I'm okay that he's not in it. I know we're gonna see him. I know he's not dead, but yeah, that's why I was like, but Cecilia, why are you so upset? Mind the Gap says Vaughn will be the villain that Spurs looking for, only now he looks like Barry. Ooh, well, there's a teaser in the trailer. Sorry, I was gonna say there's a teaser in the trailer where he says, what face will I wear next time, Flash.
Yeah, earlier in the chat, I think it was Mind the Gap wrote that he thinks that what Barry saw when we were like, do you think this is Barry? That it was Thawne wearing Barry's face. And I was like,
seeing Grant Gustin as the reverse Flash, that would be kind of fun. Because we know he can do it. I mean, I Glee people, that this boy can play himself a good villain, even though Sebastian was a lot to deal with. And I say that with love. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I think this is a good place to wrap things up. Sorry again for the technical difficulties on my end. This was not expected. I will yell at the internet company tomorrow and make sure this doesn't happen next week. But Keenan, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. And something people need to know about him is that Keenan has been like one of our long time listener. Like he's listened to all the DC podcasts, and that was why it was so fun. Like, I'm gonna make you a host. I'm gonna take you from a listener to a host. So thank you so much for joining us today. If you wanna let people know where they can find you on social media and talking about Justice League Dark podcast or anything else you want to plug.
Well, we have not scheduled a date for the next Justice League Dark podcast. I think we will be doing that soon because there's been a little piece of news, and we want to start talking about more characters. But you can follow me on Twitter at the KT Walker, or you could follow me on Instagram at Keeks with a Camera. I do love shooting photos, and I'll be posting a few things from a Free Britney rally I went to.
We love that Britney is free.
Yes, finally.
We were there when the word went out, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
You were? That's so cool.
Yeah, it was great, and it was in New Orleans, so we had a good time. Yeah.
All right, Lazy, where can they find you on social media and all your other projects?
Me I am at Lacey MB on Twitter. That is LACYMB. And I write a lot of things around the entertainment web, but I always tweet my bylines. So come be my friend, mostly because I need more people to yell into the void with me. And
don't you dare yell! Don't you dare yell at Lacey.
No, don't yell at me. Yell with me.
Yeah,
mostly about my current thing right now that I am obsessed with, which is I watched all of Succession, including the screeners for this season in like 2 weeks. Ooh. And the Roy family is fully living in my head, rent free right now. What else do I do besides yell about poor Kendall and the hotness that is Roman and Jerry?
I can shout out to some of it. You do Pace Magazine.
Oh yeah,
Den of Geek. Love ourselves on Den of Geek. Mike, if you're watching, love you. Miss you. Come back on the show soon. You can find her Collider, Nerdist, Sci-Fi Wire. Girl, you're everywhere.
Oh, that's thanks, baby.
That's why I was laughing. That's why I was laughing when you said like, as someone who has like a vague role in journalism, I'm like, Lazy, vague.
Well, you know what? I don't have like a building. I don't have a rich friend to buy me a building. Let's get on that.
In 6 months from now.
Gotta level up.
Yeah, Lacey, you gotta level up. You gotta farm yourself.
I know. I gotta level up. That's really what it is.
Speaking of busy people, Tati, who's
a busy bee.
I think she sold her bed long time ago because I think she's always just working. Where can we find you on social media and your other projects?
I've actually made my bed my office, so it's almost the opposite. But I am at Marcella's Ear on Twitter, and that is where I will almost never tweet my bylines because I don't know what a byline is. But I will retweet if I see it, or be like, here's a link. So you should definitely follow me on there for interviews, other podcasts, obviously Flash Podcast and Ladies with Gumption, as well as anything from With an Accent, and Screen Rant, and the Illuminati, etc., etc., etc. Thank you all.
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at Andy Behbakht. Go follow me everywhere, especially those last two ones. And you can find me as a host over to Titans and Doom Patrol podcast. We just finished season 3 of Doom Patrol and Titans, respectively. So if you haven't listened to us, head over there and check us out. We, if you love my chaos and insanity here, just you wait till we on those podcasts because they're on HBO. Those shows are on HBO Max. That means they're darker and they do nastier and creepier and crazier stuff, and yeah, that's all I will say. And then you can find me over at Screen Rant and the Mall Report. So yeah, I'm not as busy as my free fellow host, but yeah, I also can find me in your nightmares if you really look hard. But as far as this podcast goes, you can find us at the Flash Podcast on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's where we post all updates about the latest episodes, our live streams, and just another fun Flash things. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, all of we're part of the DC TV podcast. I'm sorry. We're part of the DC Podcast Network at DCPodcast.com with epic podcasts for The Flash and Supergirl Radio is still going. Supergirl has now ended, but Legends Tomorrow, Titans, Doom Patrol, Batwoman, Stargirl, Super Lois, Green Lantern, Justice League Dark, and Naomi, which is coming very soon, and of course DC After Dark. So follow the network on social media and go listen to the mega feed everywhere you can listen to a podcast at. And yeah, if you have any questions or thoughts about The Flash, just email us at theflashpodcast@gmail.com. Just send us those emails. Email us every week. Tweet us at The Flash Podcast after each episode is aired. And we're going to be back next week live again here on YouTube. And so 6 p.m. Eastern, as usual. So, and we're going to have some guests on as well again. And so, yeah, it's Armageddon is just starting. We're just beginning this journey. And, will Iris publish more stories? Will Caitlin find her love interest within these 5 episodes? Will Chillfast be a thing in this 5-parter? Will Allegra fire those nasty reporters and hire 4 people conveniently called Andy, Tati, Brace, and Lacey? And
I need some Sue Dearborn money in my life. Let's go.
Oh,
please. Yes, please.
Yes, I second that. So we shall see. But yeah, Keenon, once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a long time coming. Again, like Well, you always remind me, like, yeah, like I've been tweeting you guys since like season 0, season 1. I'm just like, oh my god, I feel so old, and I do feel old now because this is the freaking 8th season of this podcast. We're almost at 300 episodes. So yeah, Keenan, we hope to have you on very soon, and go listen to Just League Dark podcast because it's awesome. Even though there's not enough news. So, but everyone who tuned in live tonight, thank you so much, and yeah, so until next time, have a good one and enjoy our intro. Bye.